The Terminator is back. Man, it's been a fun couple of weeks. I mean, we got the trailer for Jurassic World, the trailer for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and now a trailer for Terminator Genisys. And these three movies will come out next year. These three movies come out next year, 2015. A Jurassic Park movie, a Star Wars movie, and a Terminator movie. What are the odds of that? Seriously, this is just insane. And we're going to get a new Bond movie, and we're going to get the, of course, Avengers, but still, all these movies, really, wow. So yeah, Terminator Genisys. Before I get into how I feel about the trailer, I gotta say, the synopsis. I did not have, my expectations for this movie were very, very low. But here's the thing, Arnold Schwarzenegger is back, so because it's not a 30-second cameo, a 30-second CGI cameo for, like in Terminator Salvation, he's actually back, so you know what, probably I was willing to overlook the story and still have fun like I did with Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. So yeah, I saw the trailer today, and I gotta say, honestly, I'm really looking forward to this movie. I really am. More than Jurassic World. And I think Star Wars Episode 7 just looks better in my opinion. I think they're gonna rewrite everything basically. It is a reboot, but I wonder if it's gonna be like X-Men Days of Future Past. Like, it's the past and the future, but they're gonna affect something in the past which affects the future, and everything's changed in the future, so it writes off X-Men Origins Wolverine and X-Men, I mean, even the Wolverine in X-Men Days of Future Past, you know, it rewrote everything. X-Men 3 did not happen at all, basically. So I'm wondering if it's going to do the same thing. Oh, Terminator 3 did not happen. Terminator 4 Salvation did not happen. Yeah, John Connor finally sends Kyle Reese through the time travel machine. And yes, the time travel machine is finally shown. I'm happy because I always wanted to see the goddamn thing. I'm not sure if they said anything about the machines. They made it first and the humans took over the base and then took control of the time machine. I'm not really sure. Or the humans made it themselves. I don't know. I'm thinking it's the Terminators that created it and the humans overtaking it. I could be wrong though. But yeah, John Connor finally sends Kyle Reese into the past, and it takes place the same time of the Terminator, the original Terminator. Kyle Reese finally goes into the past. He's trying to find Sarah Connor, and what I like is that it does rewrite itself. So even though it feels like a Back to the Future kind of movie, like, oh, we've been here before. Kyle Reese is naked. He's in the 80s. He goes to the clothing store. He's trying to outrun this police guy, but it changes everything right after that, and I really like that about the trailer so far. And okay, before I get into that, the casting. Jason Clarke as John Connor. So far, I think he's does a serviceable job. Every single time there's a new Terminator movie, John Connor is always recast, of course. I mean, Terminator 2, he was a kid, but still, I like the adult version of it. The adult version of him was badass. I really like that guy. I forgot the guy from the Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. He was likable, but at the same time, he was a bit wimpy. Not the actor's fault. I think the way they wrote John Connor, he seemed too much of a wimp. I did not expect that of John Connor. I expect him to be more badass than that. Christian Bale was kind of badass, but at the same time, it's weird because, you know, he's supposed to be the leader of the resistance, but for some reason, he's a lackey in that movie. That's why that movie really fails, because Christian Bale does not play the future leader John Connor. He plays the lackey John Connor. John Connor is actual leader of the resistance this time, so I like it. He sends Kyle Reese, and he's played by Jai Courtney. I do like this actor. Honestly, even though he's been doing some crappy movies lately, I mean, Die Hard 5, but still, I think he's a good actor. I like him. Even though he didn't really say much or do much in this trailer, and also he only has like one facial expression, I think that's why people think he's kind of dull, but I do like the actor. And hopefully, I don't expect him to be as good as Michael Biehn or trying to pull off a Michael Biehn impression, but as long as he plays his own kind of Kyle Reese, I would be happy about that. Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor. She is not Linda Hamilton, but I did not expect her to. I think she did a good job. I mean, she looks the part, and she's toned, she's fit, she has the brunette hair, she's hot, and her dialogue, she does sound like Sarah Connor in the transition of Sarah Connor from the Terminator to Terminator 2 Sarah Connor. I like that. I really did. And I do like the fact that she's not helpless. She's not like the waitress at the diner and stuff. No, she actually knows how to fight this time because she's raised by the T-800 old grandpa Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's so good to see him again, even though he looks so old. I mean, of course, he's more than 60 years old, almost 70 years old. But still great to see him, even though it's weird because I don't know, they never really explained that much about the Terminators in these movies, like, because they die within days after going back in time, you know? Terminator 2 only took place in, like, what, 3 days? Probably 2 or 1? I could be wrong. But yeah, so you don't really know how the skin works and stuff. So, see, because, the young version of the Arnold Schwarzenegger raised Sarah Connor, so now she's an adult, so it makes sense that that version of Arnold Schwarzenegger be old. So I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. And it is so awesome to see old Arnold Schwarzenegger facing off the young Arnold Schwarzenegger. I do like that effect. I really do. I know that it's a CGI effect, but you know what? They did explain it in the movies. Like, they do look human, but for some reason you can really tell that they're kind of synthetic. So I guess that's the look they're going for. And I do like the CG effect of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It looks like they ripped off the same image from the original Terminator movie right before he meets up with Bill Paxton and kills him. But you know what? They CGI'd him a bit, and he looks good. I honestly really like this version. And I really liked Arnold Schwarzenegger CGI cameo model from Terminator Salvation. I really like that effect. So in here, he looks pretty good. I like that effect. I understand why some people don't like it because it seems cheap and too much CGI, but I personally really like it. And that's what I like about this movie, because it looks like it's made in the 80s. And I'm glad, because the color scheme, it's all the blues, and also it's like grunge 80s kind of style. I love it. I really love this movie because of that so far. I love this trailer because of that. It's so awesome. Oh, the T-1000, or a new version of him. I am kind of bummed that Robert Patrick, they don't show Robert Patrick as a T-1000 again. I really hope they do, because if they show CGI young Arnold Schwarzenegger, then they could do a young CGI version of Robert Patrick, you know. They could pull that off. They still can. Lee Byung-hun. I do like the actor. I think he's awesome. And he's great as Storm Shadow. So in here, I'm so glad that he's taking on a big role like this. I don't expect him to be better than Robert Patrick. I just want him to be as good. He looks intimidating so far. He looks threatening. And yeah, the CGI work on the liquid metal guy, the T-1000, it looks very good. Honestly, it does. But I do like the Robert Patrick version much better from the 90s. Yeah, it's from the 90s. And I do like that more than this one. But at the same time, the CGI work looked pretty good. It doesn't really look 100% finished. There's some few details they could add in and stuff like that. Because at times, he kind of looks like the Silver Surfer, you know, from the Fantastic Four 2 movie. The effect so far looks pretty good. And I do like the fact that they recreated some of the shots also. Like when the T-1000 is turning into his human form and then jumps at the truck. Yeah, that shot looks awesome. I love it. And Lee Byung-hun is intimidating. And I do like this T-1000 has a couple of tricks up its sleeves. For example, it cuts off its arm, which swings it up in the air. Then it grabs it, turns it into a javelin, and then throws it. That is a pretty cool trick. I like that. Even though I kind of wish for more practical effects, I think that bus crash scene, I think that's really real, because I couldn't really tell if it's CGI'd or not. I think they actually lifted a bus, and it kind of reminds me of The Dark Knight when they lifted the truck. You could say that they're copying the same scene, but here's the thing. Terminator is very good for car chase scenes, so I can't wait to see this car chase. Even though Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines has a lot of problems, but almost everyone I know admitted that the car chase in Terminator 3 was one of the best action scenes that year. And it's probably the best thing about the movie also, because it happened in the first 30 minutes. No action scene after that is as good as that in the movie. So, you know what? I can't wait to see this car chase. The bus flipping over, that's pretty awesome. The T-1000 action shot, that looks pretty cool. And of course, they do have the Terminator one-liners. I'll be back. And also, Sarah Connor's like, come with me if you want to live. Move it, soldier! Emilia Clarke is doing her best, but at the same time, it seemed a bit corny. Just a tiny bit. But then again, like I said, this movie looks like it was made in the 80s, so I was accepting of that. At the end of the trailer, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger telling Emilia Clarke, I'll be back. And she's like, what? Then he jumps off the helicopter to crash into another helicopter. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, you just ruined your whole skin, man. Why? But still, it's a pretty awesome shot. And so far, yeah, I'm really digging the look of this movie so far. The CGI, especially there's a shot of the T-800. You can really tell it's CGI, but honestly, I don't really think it's that bad. I've seen worse CGI. I've seen much worse. So the CGI on him looks pretty cool, but at the same time, I'm thinking, why don't they just borrow some of the animatronics or sculptors from the Stan Winston Studios? You know, those same ones that they use throughout these movies. You know, take it from the warehouse, wipe off the dust, and just use it over there. I kind of prefer that. But you know what? The CGI does work so far. I guess it's because the metal looks too shiny, like it's just brand new, just created. But even brand new metals, you know, it has some texture to it. It has a couple scratches and dirt and polish and stuff like that. You know, a little bit of debris and stuff. So if they add a little bit of that, then it'll look so much better, honestly. So that's my review on the trailer for Terminator Genisys. Write down in the comments below, how do you feel about the trailer? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan? What's your most favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of all time? I gotta say, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is my second most favorite movie of all time, so that's my most favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of all time. So if you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, there's an annotation here for subscribing. So until next time, guys, see you later.